The night was unusually quiet for Beijing. The streets below shimmered faintly with scattered lights from passing cars and distant neon signs. But up here, on the rooftop of an almost empty building, it felt like the world had paused. Wang and Shen Yue stood side by side, the air crisp against their faces, carrying the weight of unsaid words and unspoken emotions. They didn't talk at first. The silence stretched, comfortable yet heavy, the kind that held more meaning than any sentence could. Dylan's gaze drifted to the horizon, where the city lights blurred into a glittering canvas beneath the night sky. Shen Yue, meanwhile, stared up at the stars, tracing constellations she barely remembered from childhood. "You always liked looking at stars," Dylan said softly, not turning toward her. Shen Yue blinked, surprised. "I did." He gave a faint smile, quiet but unmistakable. "You used to tell me once, when we were kids, that if you made a wish under a falling star, it always came true." Her breath caught. Memories surged. A night long ago, when she had confided in him her secret dreams, when the world had been smaller, simpler, and their friendship was untainted by fame or expectation. She had laughed then, her hair glowing in the moonlight, telling him that wishes were dangerous because they might come true when you weren't ready. "I don't remember saying that," she whispered, but there was a tremor in her voice. "Maybe," Dylan said, "but you believed it. That's what mattered." He finally turned to face her. His eyes, bright even in the faint light, held something she hadn't dared to confront for months. Longing, fear, and a quiet hope all tangled together. She swallowed hard, feeling her chest tighten, the cold air sharp in her lungs. "Why did you bring me here?" she asked, trying to steady herself. Dylan stepped closer, just a little, the gap between them charged with a tension that neither could ignore. "I promised you," he said simply. She frowned, uncertain. "Promise me?" "Yes," he replied, voice low. "A long time ago, and I intend to keep it." Her heart skipped. Memories of their youth, the moments stolen between rehearsals, childhood games, whispered secrets, all resurfaced in an instant. She had thought those days were gone forever, buried beneath the weight of fame, schedules, and the expectations of millions. But standing here under the stars, those memories felt alive again, almost tangible. "What promise?" she asked, though a part of her already knew the answer. Dylan's lips curved into a small, almost hesitant smile. "That I would always be there for you. That no matter what happened, no matter where life took us, I wouldn't let you face it alone." Shen Yu's breath hitched. She remembered that night on the old rooftop when they were teenagers, when she had confessed her fear of moving away, of losing the people she loved, of never being able to follow her dreams. And he had taken her hand in his, the sky above them vast and infinite, and had promised, "No matter where we go, I'll be there. Always." Tears threatened to spill, but she blinked them away. "Dylan, things are different now. Life isn't simple anymore. We aren't kids. Everything is complicated." "I know," he said. His voice was soft, steady, unwavering. "I know life is complicated. I know there are schedules, expectations, eyes everywhere. I know people try to pull us apart. But that promise doesn't have an expiration date. Not even now." The words hit her harder than she expected. She wanted to argue, to tell him that it was impossible, that they couldn't go back, that they had responsibilities, contracts, reputations to maintain. But the moment lingered, fragile and precious, and the sincerity in his eyes silenced every protest. She took a step closer without realizing it, the air between them charged, almost humming with unspoken energy. "You really mean that?" Dylan nodded. Every word. A long pause followed, filled with the sounds of the night. Distant traffic, the faint hum of electricity, the soft rustle of the breeze carrying her hair around her face. And then, almost instinctively, she reached out, brushing a strand of hair from his face. It was a small gesture, but it carried years of restrained emotion, hidden affection, and unresolved feelings. He leaned slightly into the touch, not moving away, not even blinking. "I've waited a long time for this moment," he admitted, voice low. "Not for a kiss, not for a confession. Just this Just being close enough to tell you I'll never let go. Shen Yu's chest tightened. She had imagined this countless times, in quiet moments alone, in dreams too vivid to ignore. But reality felt different. Hearing it, feeling it, seeing it in his eyes, it was overwhelming. She wanted to speak, to articulate the swirl of emotions inside her, but words failed. Her voice caught. Finally, she whispered, "And if I can't promise the same?" Dylan's gaze softened, almost imperceptibly sad, yet resolute. "Then you don't have to. I'm not asking for a promise in return. I'm just asking you to believe me." Her heart thudded. Belief, trust, fear, longing, all intertwined, all impossible to separate. She had spent months pretending she didn't care, months convincing herself that keeping distance was the safest option. And yet, here he was, standing under the same stars, offering her the one thing she never wanted to admit she craved: unwavering presence. I believe you," she said finally, voice trembling, yet steady. Dylan exhaled, a soft, almost relieved sound. "That's all I need." A comfortable silence enveloped them again. The stars above shimmered, like tiny witnesses to this fragile reunion. And then, almost instinctively, Dylan reached out, placing a hand over hers. She didn't pull away. Their fingers intertwined naturally, as if no time had passed, as if the years of separation had never existed. Shen Yu's mind raced. She thought about the countless times they had missed each other, the moments stolen by circumstance, and the near misses that could have ended everything. And yet, standing here under the night sky, she realized something crucial. Some connections, some promises don't fade. They linger, quietly, patiently, until the right moment arrives. Dylan squeezed her hand gently. "I promised," he murmured, voice barely audible over the wind. "Under the stars. I'll keep that promise, no matter what." Her chest ached, a mixture of relief and longing. "You always find a way to make me believe again," she whispered. He smiled softly, leaning slightly closer. "Because you deserve to believe." The city lights flickered below, and for a fleeting moment, the world felt suspended. Just them, the stars, and a promise that had endured time, distance, and countless unspoken words. Shen Yu's eyes glistened with unshed tears. "Dylan, I thank you," she said, her voice breaking but steady, "for waiting, for being honest, for everything." He shook his head, almost in disbelief that she was here, that she had said these words. "No," he said softly. "Thank you for trusting me enough to listen." The rooftop seemed smaller, the night air warmer, the stars brighter. In that moment, all the complexities of life, fame, schedules, rumors, expectations,